crochets and shit, yo, invest in that. Invest in the cotton. They use the shit. So you
if it makes money.
So whatever you use, you're getting paid for it. Why not? Like, start thinking bigger than that.
That's funny. That's literally what my sister did. She was into knitting, and then she started knitting shit, and then she started to like sell her stuff, and now she has a whole career based on that. So that's definitely a thing.
So go back to the question I asked. Like, what would you tell people, like, straight off the bat?
Damn, I mean, it's hard to beat.
I would say that invest in yourself.
It's hard to beat invest in yourself. Like, that shit is hard to beat, but,
Right.
but it's true. I mean, if you're talking about something tangible, I think it sounds really basic and it sounds really simple, but when you're talking about just money, just getting out of debt, like that's an investment. Like getting out of debt, like don't be on the treadmill where you're paying to use other people's money, like getting credit card debt, because that's literally what you're doing. You're paying to use someone else's money.
Right.
Credit card debt, high interest debt, shit like that. The only sort of debt that's really quote unquote good is debt that you're building towards. So let's just say you bought a house, right? You can afford the house, you afford the mortgage. It's a long-term thing. You go up the place, or maybe it's like a rental property. That's good debt. That's good debt to have.
Yeah.
Student loans, that leads to like a career. I mean, obviously it'd be better to not have loans, but if you have to take loans in order to pursue your career or whatever you want to do it.
Right.
So anything where you're not just frivolously spending money. I would say consumer debt is the best way to invest in yourself. You can get on this.
Oh yeah, let's just guess.
You get new challenger.
Okay.
She's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm filming. Call me Spielberg. I'm Steven Jose Spielberg.
That's funny.
DK Spielberg.
DK Spielberg.
DK Spielberg.
Steven.
Esteban. Esteban.
Nah, I'm not recording you though. Although we might be able to pick up the sound.
Yeah, your sound is definitely gonna.
Yeah, you're immortalized.
And I'm gonna put that on our IG.
Like they'll listen to this like 3,000 years.
Brazil.
They might.
They will in the future. They'll talk about today.
We have a Brazilian.
They'll talk about today,
folks.
We definitely do.
You're so starstruck. Like,
I'm kind of starstruck.
you're mad.
Why? Yeah, why did you?
Yo. So actually, I want to know about this whole. So what's the difference between what the fuck were you calling it? Loans.
And
Is debt really that bad? Because there's like millionaires that are in debt, but aren't they more or less managing debt really well?
Not really. Like it's sort of a misnomer that like. So for example, if you make $1 million, right? If you spend $1 million a year, you're not a millionaire. You just make $1 million, and $1 million goes out the door.
Sense, yeah.
You're not accumulating anything.
Yeah.
So it could be manageable up until a point, because if you have a certain amount of money, like people will just give you the benefit of the doubt, right? You have certain access to resources, certain access to resources, things of that nature. But at the end of the day, it always catches up with you. Like that's a killer.
All right.
But people who are rich don't necessarily stay rich.
Okay, so what about Kanye when he went into debt for millions to start his?
He's a popular dude.
Yeah. So why is that bad? Good for him, but bad for me. If I was $33 million in debt to start a company, hey, shut the fuck up. I'd be all right with that.
Well, that's a very specific scenario.
Well, I'm specifically asking about that one.
If I'm $100 billion in debt and I make $100.
No. None of this hypothetical nonsense, bro. Let's go back to this.
You just made a
No, I didn't make up a hypothetical. I used an example of Kanye.
A best way
He's
to
fine, guys.
explain this situation is I forgot what did Donald Trump told Stephen A. Smith.
That's your boy.
Yeah, he was like, he told Stephen. Yeah, this is actually true. Like before Donald Trump was like, this dude. He told Stephen A. Smith, he was like, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, a key. He said, listen, if you borrow borrow $10,000 from somebody, and you can't pay it back, you have a problem with that person. But if you borrow $100,000 from that person, you have a problem with us. So I was like, so the moral of the story is, understand when you're borrowing money that people invest in you larger than you expect. So your debt is actually a lot more greater if you borrow a lot more money because you have to pay back a lot more people than you even realize.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like, understand, when you borrow money from like a small amount, you have a problem with that person. But when you borrow a large chunk, it's connected to a lot of more people.
'Cause a lot of people
so
borrow
understand who are you messing your money with.
Right.
That's
right,
true.
So-
I mean,
That's it. That's
the thing is, it's like debt in general is bad. I mean, it's not always bad. It's just like everything else. It's like there's always exceptions to the rule. Like
Right.
just like I said
it's
before.
There's no black and white.
Exactly, but it doesn't make sense to have frivolous debt. Like if
There's
you go into
10.
debt for a business or if you have
Yeah,
a business
yeah.
idea, then it makes sense to do it. It's like you have to take chances in life. You know what I mean? But
So to wrap it up, we're gonna end on Paris's note. Invest in yourself,
Bang.
oh, absolutely.
and then we're gonna jump into your
Always.
understanding of investment, which is like even in regards to the loans, specifically what you're referring to. If you're still looking for stuff, you're still trying to hold yourself down. It's no qualm with